Hi mga kaguro! For this video, I'll show to you how to fill out the E-IPCRF for school year 2020-2021. This E-IPCRF consists of 4 parts. Actually, it's very easy to accomplish since there are instructions that will guide us. Now, let us try to do this. So, first, click Enable Editing. That's it. Let us click this one. Okay, enable content. And now, before we proceed, of course, we have to read the instructions. So, part 1 shall be accomplished by the rater during the Phase 3 performance review and evaluation of the RPMS cycle. Then fill in empty cells or the white one with needed information about the teacher, school, and division. And then for COT rating, encode the COT rating per observation period by doing the following steps. So you just have to follow the 3 steps. Now let us try to do this. And let us go first to the name of employee. So all caps lock, let's start with last name, first name, and then middle initial. So let us try to write De La Cruz Juana L. Then position. So let us try to select teacher 2. So here you're going to select your position. Then employee ID. So please type here your employee ID or encode here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is just an example. Employment status. So you select regular, permanent. And then age. So you just have to select here your age. So for example, you belong to age ranges from 25 to 30. Then sex, I will select female. Then level taught, as you can see, you cannot select because you have to go first to the curricular classification. So here I will select, so there are a lot of choices, so you just select here where you belong. Since I am a grade 9 teacher, so I will select kinder to grade 10. Then go back here, level taught. So I am a junior high school teacher. Grade level taught. I am a grade 9 teacher. Then subject taught. I am teaching English. And then rater. So here, write the rater's name, all caps lock. So let's try Rizal Jose P. Position. So let us just select here. So principal 2. Date of review. Actually, you can ask your school head the date of review. So since we ended in July, so maybe we can have this date of review in July. But you still have to ask your school head. Now let us just try to write 2021 hyphen the months. So July is 07 and then today is 23. So I'll just write 23. Number of years in teaching. So I will select 4 to 10 years. Then highest degree obtained. So you just have to select here the highest degree you obtained. So for example, master's degree. And then, okay, let's select master's degree. If you earned units, you can write, for example, 36 units earned. That's it. Or if you finished your course, you can write graduated. Now, area of specialization. So I will select English. since I am an English teacher. Now I'll go back here. So region. So let's select for A, division. Division of, let's select Rizal. District or municipality. So I belong to, hold on, Rodriguez. School ID. So what is the school ID of the school where you are teaching? So I will try 308135. School name. So let me drag down school name. So you type here the school name where you are teaching. So I will type here Southville 8B National High School. School type. So since we belong to province, so I will select here rural. And then school size, I believe that our school is just medium size. And let's go to COT1. So select the subject taught. I will select English. And then rating must be a whole number from 3 to 7. So this is not my rating. I will just type here example whole number. So let's try 6, then 6. So as you can see, there is equivalent of RPMS 5-point scale here when you encode your COT rating. And then don't forget to write the date observed. So 2021 hyphen 02, that's February, and then 18. Then lock COT1. So you just have to think of unique password that you can remember. Example, this one. It's easy for me to remember. And then confirm the password. You have to type it again. Then go. That's it. You already lock it. Now let's go to COT2. So I will select the subject again, English. Then the rating for objective 1, so let me try 7. Objective 5, for example, is 7. Then here 6. So again, this is not my rating, it's just example. Now date observed rather, so 2021. Let's try April. So 04, then 23. April 23. Then lock this one, lock COT2. Then type here the password you created. And select go or click go. And that's it. And then next for quality. Okay. So this is the IPCRF numerical rating. So for quality, you have to encode here your score for objective 2. So for example, your score is 4. And then here, objective 3, you got, for example, 4 again. And then objective 4, you got example 4. So you just have to encode here your numerical rating. Then for objective 6, example, you got 4 for quality and then 3 for timeliness. Then for objective 8, example, you get 4. Then objective 9, quality, for example, 4. And then efficiency, example, you get 4. And then here, for objective 10, example 4 again. And then here 3. And objective 11, 4. Then 4. And objective 12, 4. 4. That's it. And now you will see here the score, the equivalent score here, and then the adjectival rating. And the final rating you will see here, 4.080, and that is very satisfactory. Let us now proceed to approving authority. So all caps lock. For example, the last name is Rizal, first name is Jose, and the middle initial is P. And then here you just have to select the position of approving authority. So example, PSDS. Then when you are done, finalize part 1. So type here the password that you created and go. And as you can see, it's already saved. Yeah. So you will see here, success, your data has been saved. Let us now proceed to part 2, core behavioral competencies. Instructions. Part 2 shall be accomplished by the ratee after the rater accomplishes part 1. Please tick the box of the competency indicators that you demonstrated during the performance cycle. The results of your assessment can be found in the part 2 sheet. Now let us try this one. Let us go first to the self-management. So you can tick as many as you want as long as you demonstrated these indicators during the performance cycle. Make sure that you read carefully before ticking the box. So for example, 1, 2, 3. So this one and 5. And then for teamwork, example, I showed 1, 2, 4, and 5. And then for professionalism and ethics, example 3, 4, 5. Then for service orientation, example 1, 2, 4, and 5. Next, for results focus, okay, for results focus, example 1, 2, and 3. Then for innovation, example number 1, number 3, number 5, and number 4. Okay. Now, when you are done, click Finalize Part 2. Then you have to create here the password. So ratee must enter a password. Example, and then confirm password, then go. So it says here, your data has been saved. Then tick OK. That's it. Now we can go to part 1, proficient. So here you can review if the data you encoded in the encoding part is correct. So you can see here the information that you encoded previously. And then here you can double check your E-IPCRF rating. At the latter part, you can check if the names of the ratee, rater, and approving authority are correct. If the information is correct, now let us proceed to part 2. In part 2, you will see the summary of competency indicators you tick per core behavioral competencies. Note, the assessment in the demonstration of competencies shall not be reflected in the final rating. I repeat, the assessment in the demonstration of competencies shall not be reflected in the final rating. These competencies are monitored to inform professional development plans. Now let us proceed to part 3. In part 3, you will see the IPCRF summary sheet. So here is the IPCRF summary sheet. For signature, ask your school head if you can affix your e-signature as well as his or her e-signature. If ever you are allowed to affix your e-sign here, so you just have to click Insert, select Pictures, then tick Device, this device, and then select your e-signature or his or her e-signature. Insert, then drag this one. You can resize this. Actually, you can also remove the background, but I will not further elaborate here. Then you just have to drag it here over your name. Now let us go to part 4. So for part 4, development plans, remember this note. This sheet shall be accomplished during phase 1, performance planning and commitment, based on the results of ESET. And phase 2, performance monitoring and coaching, based on the agreements on the performance monitoring and coaching form and mid-year review form. And phase 4, performance rewarding and development planning, based on the actual results of IPCRF. The ratee can modify the cell. You can add rows to reflect your development needs and strengths. For functional competencies, you may go over the objectives 1 to 12 and look for the highest ratings you get. They will serve as your strengths. So let's go to part 3. Let us see here the highest score. So outstanding, objective 1, and objective 5. Now let's go to part 1. Let us see the objective 1. Copy objective 1 and objective 5. Let's go to objective 5. Then paste them under strengths here. Now for development needs, you may choose the lowest scores you obtain. Let us go back again to part 3. Then the lowest score here is objective 6. So let's go to part 1 again and copy objective 6. Place it under development needs. Indicate here the specific learning objectives anchored to development needs. In this column, you're going to write here your intervention plan in order to improve your functional skills you place under development needs. For example, attending LAC sessions, webinars, enrolling at graduate school, watching related videos. For timeline, write here the target date you want to accomplish this. For example, August to September 2021. And then on the last column, indicate here the resources needed. For core behavioral competencies, you may go back to encoding and then select all the competencies that you tick. All the competencies here that you tick, they serve as your strengths. You may place them here under strengths. For development needs, let's go back to encoding. Those that you did not tick, they will serve as your development needs. Just like here, number 4, number 3, then number 1. Then place them under development needs. Same as you did in functional competencies, you're going to include here learning objectives, write the intervention plan, the timeline, and then resources needed. If you are already done, you may include here your e-signature if you are allowed to use your e-signature. As I mentioned earlier, you just have to go to Insert, then select Pictures, this device, then select your e-sign, then Insert. Then this e-signature can be resized. You can resize this, and then you can place it over your name. That's it. Then finalize part 4. So you're going to encode here the password. Then click Go. And this is it. Part 4 has been locked and finalized. Then tick OK. Then don't forget to print parts 1 to 4. You may reproduce 3 to 4 copies. 1 for you, 1 for your school head, one for district office, and one for SDO. Thank you so much for watching.